Hi everyone, I'm Mod Podge, a coastal magnolia. You may have seen my video on how to make a Christmas ornament out of an oyster shell or a shell that you have found on a beach. You don't need resin, you don't need alcohol ink. So let's flip this camera and let's get started. I'm going to show you how to do it. So this is what you need. You need your shells, obviously. You need either some Mod Podge or some tacky glue. This is Aleene's tacky glue. It does dry clear. And then you need some nail polish. And I grabbed these at the dollar store. They come in all different kinds of colors. And then you need some sand. And we're going to use a hot glue gun. You need a little piece of twine for the back. And and if you have any little charms that you want to use, you could use fake pearls, anything that you want to kind of embellish your shell with. Come up here. Oh, that's my girl. That's my girl. All right, the first thing we're going to do is create our ocean. And let me go get a shell that I've already done. All right, so this is the shell that I did out of the resin and the sand. And so we're going to do the ocean first. And what we're going to do is we're going to paint the base of this with the nail polish. I think I called it shoe polish earlier. It's nail polish. But I want to try to do a kind of a dual layer effect. And so I might use these two colors and maybe this one. I don't even know what these colors are. They're so random. I did paint my nails this color. It's a nice color. I like this one too. All right. So I think just to save time, I am going to pour some in here. Wow, that's pretty. And we're just paint it on. Go to the top there. Oops, wrong one. Okay. Maybe a little bit more. And I want it really thick. Okay. And we'll get the top there. Okay. And I think I am going to use this lighter blue. I can't even see that color. Color $2.99. Oh, this one's called Home Run. All right, let's see if it's a home run. And I'm going to take this color and just go around kind of the edge of my first color. And it's okay if it blends, because see how it's blending down in there with the blue. I'm just doing this on the edges just to create a little bit of, contrast. And then I'm going to go ahead and pour some like that. I think I do want to take a little bit of this and see if I can blend it. Like a swirly little tide pool. Okay, and then the white, well, let's do a little bit more around the edge here. The white, we're going to try to make some waves. Oh, is this dried out? No, I think we're just going to pour it. Not going to be able to get the lacing in the cells like we do with resin, but this will still look cool. Let's take a popsicle stick and we're just going to kind of fan it out. I did add a little too much because I thought I was out. So we're just going to kind of paint it up into the blue. Okay, that looks cool. All right, so that is our white. And if you want to add a little bit of silver around the edge, you could add some gold. That's totally up to you. I do like to finish my edge with a gold paint pen. I just feel like using a paint pen is a little bit easier than trying to handle this little tiny brush, but we're just going to use nail polish because what if you didn't have a paint pen and you had nail polish? I think I just dripped it onto the bottom there. Where do I put off? You could do this with kids with supervision. You could do this with maybe a craft group. You have a group that meets regularly to do different crafts. You could do this to preserve your beach memories, you know? All right, so that's enough of the edge. And now comes the fun part. So now we're going to put our beach sand. You don't need a whole lot unless you want to. This is really chunky sand from my beach. And I think what I'm going to do first, I'm going to put down a layer of Mod Podge. I prefer to use Mod Podge. You can use tacky glue. I have used tacky glue and it works fine, but I do have this Mod Podge and I'm just going to use it. I have it in a squirt bottle because it's just a lot easier to work with than this great big bottle. And I need to buy some more. I'm hoping it's on Amazon Prime. All right, so we're going to put the Mod Podge Liberal Coat. Don't freak out if it goes over your white. It's okay. And now just drop on your beach sand. It is going to go over the white. Probably a little bit too much. So just take your, it still looks good. That's enough sand, I think. And now I'm going to put some more Mod Podge right on top. And that is going to settle into the sand and it's going to seal it all together. What you can also do is take a small, in fact, we're going to do that for this next one. You can take your sand in a cup. I'm trying to eyeball how much I need for that one. That's probably enough. So just eyeball a little bit of this beach sand into a cup, and then you even see that, yeah. And then you're going to put the Mod Podge directly in the cup until it's wet. I'm going to use my same stick. So you're going to stir it. All right, and it's going to be goopy and it's going to be messy. And then this is what we're going to put on this shell. And don't worry if it's broken. Like, so what if it's broken? This is where you're going to hang it. And we can put something here to kind of block that big hole. But be very careful if you do have a shell with a hole in it, because it is going to be brittle. All right, so let's do a different color. Let's paint the base with this color 682. And I'm going to pour a liberal amount in here. And I'm going to paint it all over the inside of this shell. You could even, if you wanted to, you could just sort of let it flow, turn it and let it flow. Just like if you were doing paint pouring, or if you were doing some resin, like a dirty pour, whatever, but I don't know if you can see that. You got to be careful or you're going to make a flippin' mess. All right. So that is the, look how pretty that is already. Oh my goodness. All right, so that is our base. And it's already pooling. I think I want to add a little bit of this darker blue in the middle. All right. Pretty that is. Oh my goodness. Y'all have to see this. Look at that. Because that is the deep ocean. So the blue gets deeper, more aqua-y, turquoisey the deeper it gets. So I'm just kind of swirling this around, honestly. And okay. And then just for grins and giggles, let's add a little bit this blue right along that shoreline. And I want to take another stick, stub my toe. We want to kind of swirl those colors together. We don't want to mix them together. We just want to kind of swirl them together so there's not a hard edge, okay? And then the white, which I think is running out. I wonder what I could use instead of white. I mean, I could use paint, honestly. But oh, that's really pretty. That is really pretty. Need to get my edges really good. Okay. All right, white. Don't let me down. Oh, that's plenty. All right. And then take our stick again and just kind of blend it. That is so pretty. Okay. Always tighten up your caps. That's looking amazing. All right, so we got to get our sand on here. And honestly, it's easier with your hand, but I'll just use the stick. You could use a spoon. Okay, use a spoon. Did mix a little bit too much. But if you're doing multiple shells at a time, then, you know, you could mix a bunch and not have to worry about it. It's nice and chunky and cool. So let's say you're on vacation and you've found some shells and you want to do this project. Why not just go ahead and grab some beach sand from wherever you're visiting? That would be cool. And then you could make a ornament with your shell and the beach sand. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to let both of these dry, except I don't want to waste. Oh, yes, I'm wasting a teaspoonful of sand here, but I'm going to go ahead and put it on this guy. All right. So you can go ahead and add a little bit more of the Mod Podge or the tacky glue, and that will seal it in really well, and you won't have any issues. I am going to leave these alone. I do have a habit of tinkering. I have tinkeritis. It's a real disease. Look it up. And but I'm going to leave these alone. I'm happy with how these look, and let's let these dry and we'll come back. Clean that up a little bit. All right, so let these sit overnight and everything is nice and dry. It takes a little bit of time for the thicker you pour the nail polish, the longer it takes to dry, but nice and dry now. And I've plugged in my hot glue gun, so while that is heating up, I think I'm going to take some, maybe some gold and this silver nail polish. Put my hair up. I'm going to take some, yeah, I'm going to take some gold. This is glittery gold. And I think I'm going to just add a little bit of bling. That's really cute. And you could even put some on top of your little beach shells if you want. You could do anything you want. There, that's enough. Oops. Might have dripped a little on here. Wipe that up. All right, whoops. And then the silver, I don't think this one needs anything. And what I had thought about doing is adding a little charm. See, the Mod Podge does really create a good bond with this beach sand. You wouldn't think it would, but it really does. It's nice and hard. And I think I want to add some little charms. Oh, turtle missing his head. I don't want to use that. I'm going to use this octopus, I think, on this one. Kind of cute. And this one seems like it needs a mermaid. I don't know. I'm going to use a little seahorse on here. I'm going to use the octopus. So you could use, again, Mod Podge to attach these, or you could use a little dip of hot glue. So I think that's what I'm going to do. I'm just going to use a little bit of hot glue on the back of my charm and just put him somewhere in here. A little dab there. And I'm going to put this octopus up here on the wall of the shell. Okay. There we go. And then we want 2 pieces of raffia. Then we want something that we're going to glue onto the back to act as a hanger. Now this one already has a hole, so I think I'm just going to use this hole in the shell. Just be careful because it is very fragile. And we're just going to tie a little knot. And you could snip that off if you wanted to, just to make it a little bit, you know, neater. Or you could tie a bow. You could use anything you want for a hanger. We're going to let this dry. We're going to let the hot glue dry. And this one does not have, excuse me, this one does not have a hole. So let's flip it over. We got a little bit of nail polish, I think, on the back here. And just clean that up. Flip over, and we're just gonna hot glue this to the back of the shell so that we have a nice hanger. Just like that. And if you wanted to take a little bit of your beach sand left over from the front, you could go ahead and put that on top of where you have glued your ribbon, and that just kind of hides the ugly or, you know, plain. It just adds a little extra something to there. All right, so we're pretty much done. If we wanted to be, I still feel like this one needs a little bit of shiny something. So I'm going to take the silver nail polish and just brush it on the rocks just to give it a little color. Brightens it up a little bit. And that is it. And if you want to, you can take clear nail polish, although you don't need to. This is just a top coat. And you could, let's just see what happens. If you added, yeah, that just brightens it up. It seals that, just like you would put a top coat on your nails. This is going to seal in all of that wonderful color that you just created, well, a day ago. And this is just like spraying on a clear layer of polyurethane or Rust-Oleum spray, but you're just doing this with nail polish. Probably put my hands all in that. And if you want, you could go ahead and put some of the clear on top of the rocks too. It's totally up to you. You don't need to do it, but it just makes them shine. And there you go. You've created a beautiful vacation memory with shells that you've found on the beach or on your adventures and items that you might have at home. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it very much. Please do like and subscribe this video and help me grow. Happy crafting!